Stop. It's time to accept an unbelievable truth. If you are over 50 and feeling weaker, it is not your age that's to blame. The secret to recovering your strength, independence, and confidence lies entirely in 3 simple movements you have forgotten. Welcome back to Senior Fitness. Have you ever noticed how time seems to accelerate once we pass that incredible milestone of 50? Suddenly, the body starts speaking a different language. Strength doesn't feel the same. Our muscles might lose their responsiveness, and perhaps the climb up the stairs feels a little less effortless. While your mind remains sharp and vibrant, the real danger we face is far more subtle. It is acceptance. We begin to believe that this physical decline is simply the natural, unavoidable course of aging. Because once we concede that losing our strength, mobility, and endurance is normal, we unconsciously stop taking the steps that could actually reverse the process. And here is the most important, liberating message you will hear today. It is reversible. This journey is about so much more than reversing physical decline. It is a powerful path to significantly reducing perceived stress and profoundly improving your spiritual well-being. You have the power to regain strength, restore vitality, and even rebuild confidence by mastering just 3 fundamental, simple movements. Forget expensive gym memberships, complicated equipment, or confusing routines. Everything we're about to cover is fully adaptable to your current physical condition. Today, I'm not only going to reveal the 3 core exercises that form the foundation, but I will also walk you through exactly how to adapt each one to your level, how to progress safely. Now, let's stop talking about the problem and start building the solution. Let's get into the exercises. Exercise 1. Push-ups. Let's be honest. When I mention the word push-up, you might immediately think, too tough, or perhaps that's just the same old boring exercise. Yet few movements in the long, rich history of physical conditioning deliver the raw effectiveness and complete versatility of this foundational exercise. This tried-and-true classic remains the most efficient way to achieve powerful upper body strength using nothing more than gravity and your own body. The push-up is primarily a strength tool for your chest muscles, triceps, and shoulders, all the key players for daily activities. Think about every time you push a heavy door open, lift yourself up from a low chair, or crucially, brace yourself when you take an unexpected fall. These muscles are doing the heavy lifting. It powerfully engages your deep abdominal muscles, your lower back, and even your glutes. This full body tension is your secret weapon for improving posture, reducing persistent back discomfort, and enhancing the overall balance and stability that becomes non-negotiable after the age of 50.
Starting safely. For beginners, your journey starts with wall push-ups. Stand 1 arm's length away from a solid wall. Place your hands flat at shoulder height. Simply bend your elbows slowly, lowering your chest toward the wall, then push back strongly. This technique engages the exact same muscle groups but dramatically reduces the strain. Once that feels easy, you graduate to the incline push-up. Here, swap the wall for a stable, elevated surface, like a countertop, a sturdy table, or even a robust chair back. Remember the rule: the lower the surface, the higher the resistance. Your penultimate stop before the floor is the knee push-up. Placing your knees down maintains the essential straight line from your head to your knees. You still get an intensive core and upper body workout, but you manage less total body weight. When you've mastered the standard floor push-up, you can add intensity with the decline push-up, where you elevate your feet on a step or bench. Mastering the technique. Maintain the plank. Your body must be a straight, rigid line from head to heels. Resist any urge to let your hips sag or hike up. That's essential for spinal safety. Guard your shoulders. When lowering down, angle your elbows back slightly. Do not let them flare out completely sideways. Aim to keep your upper arms at about a 45-degree angle relative to your torso. This protects your vulnerable shoulder joints. The power of breath. Inhale as you descend and allow the movement to control you. Exhale forcefully as you press back up to the starting position. Proper breathing provides core stability and fuels your pressing power. Quality over speed. Always prioritize slow, controlled movement. A deliberate, high-quality repetition is safer and builds more muscle than 20 hurried, sloppy ones. Focus your gaze. Look a few inches ahead of your hands. The simple trick keeps your neck perfectly aligned with your spine. Start with a number you can manage, perhaps 4 quality wall push-ups per set. Take generous rest breaks, about 90 seconds, or even longer if needed. Listen to your body's wisdom. Let's talk about exercise 2, squats.
Just pause and tally in your mind. How many times a day are you required to transition from sitting to standing? From a favorite armchair, a sofa? How often do you need to lower your center of gravity to retrieve an item from the floor or reach a low cabinet? This core movement, a true essential, is often the first skill we lose if we don't actively fight to preserve it. When you correctly perform a squat, you light up the largest and most powerful muscle groups in your entire physique. This includes the major muscle bands in your quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, plus all the deep stabilizing muscles of your core. This massive muscle recruitment generates tremendous metabolic momentum. You efficiently burn fuel and significantly improve your muscle-to-fat ratio. But the profound benefits go far deeper than aesthetics. Squats are exceptional for fortifying your hip and knee joints, building their resilience and overall stability. They are also a phenomenal tool for maintaining lower body flexibility. Most vitally, for those over 50, consistent squatting naturally boosts the levels of key anabolic hormones, like growth hormone. This is your body's best internal defense system against sarcopenia, the age-related muscle wasting that destroys mobility. Squats don't just build muscle, they stimulate bone density, a non-negotiable factor in preventing devastating falls. At its heart, the squat is a simple action, bending both your hips and knees simultaneously to descend, then rising powerfully back to a tall stance. Its genius lies in its simplicity, and like our push-up, it can be perfectly modified to meet you exactly where your current fitness level is. Starting safely. Perform the lowering and rising phase slowly and intentionally. Control is your goal, not speed. Once that feels second nature, transition to the body weight squat, removing all external support. To then increase the challenge, skip the gym equipment and simply hold household items like books or water bottles close to your chest for added load. Simply tracking and increasing your number of quality repetitions is also a highly effective and safe way to progress. If you have any history of knee discomfort or joint issues, embrace the limited range squat. With this excellent alternative, you only lower your body until you feel the onset of discomfort. Never force yourself into a deep range of motion. Mastering the technique. Foot placement. Stand with your feet roughly shoulder-width apart, allowing your toes to point outward just slightly. The invisible chair. As you begin your descent, visualize yourself sitting back into a low chair placed far behind you. This mental cue correctly shifts your hips backward, which is essential for protecting your knees. Upper body stability. Keep your chest lifted and proud, maintain a neutral, relaxed gaze, and ensure your spine holds its natural curve. Avoid excessive arching or rounding. Knee alignment. Your knees must always track directly over your feet in the same direction as your toes. They should never collapse inward. Inward movement signals a weakness in the hip stabilizers, which the squat itself will fix over time. Heel contact. Your heels must remain firmly pressed into the floor throughout the entire movement. If they lift, that indicates tightness in the ankles. Temporarily placing a small wedge or folded towel under your heels can help, but always prioritize working on dedicated ankle flexibility exercises. Mastering the breath. Breathe deeply in as you descend, allowing your belly to expand. Exhale firmly as you drive yourself back up to standing. This core bracing technique enhances spinal stability. Because the leg muscles are so robust, you can often handle more volume than you did with push-ups. A great starting goal for mature adults is 2 to 3 sets of 5 to 10 quality repetitions. As stamina builds, aim for 4 sets. Always take generous rest breaks, anywhere from 120 to 180 seconds between sets. Always remember, quality of movement is your ultimate goal, not the sheer number of reps. Your true progress is reflected in the ease of your everyday life, not just the numbers you hit. Don't be alarmed if your heart rate spikes and your breathing quickens after a set. This is a sign of effective work. Squats provide exceptional cardiovascular benefits. It's the feeling of your body remembering how to move efficiently. Exercise 3. The plank. Why it matters. We've thoroughly worked the pushing muscles, upper body, and the weight-bearing structures, lower body. This intricate system of deep muscles provides the structural stability for your entire pelvis and spine. When this central pillar is weak, every other movement, from carrying groceries to climbing stairs, becomes compromised, inefficient, and potentially injurious. The plank is arguably the finest exercise for training your body to resist external motion and maintain a perfectly neutral spine. This skill is absolutely vital for alleviating chronic issues like persistent lower back pain and dramatically improving your overall balance. The plank is an isometric movement, a static hold where the muscles contract without changing their length. Unlike sit-ups or crunches, which focus primarily on the surface abdominal muscles, the plank recruits the deep stabilizers, the transversus abdominis, the multifidus, and the complete muscle girdle that encases your torso. This makes it far superior for building functional, real-world strength and preventing future injury. To execute the fundamental plank, you assume a face-down position, balancing your weight either on your forearms or hands and your feet, or knees if modified. The entire body must form a single, unwavering straight line from the top of your head to your heels. The ultimate objective is to sustain this rigid position for a set duration. Starting safely. The first accessible stage is the elevated plank, using a table or wall. Lean your forearms against a solid countertop or a sturdy wall. Walk your feet backward until your body creates a straight, elongated line, and then simply hold this position. This modification significantly lessens the load while simultaneously teaching the fundamental concept of core bracing. Once you can confidently hold this for 60 seconds, you are ready to transition to the floor. The next appropriate stage is the knee plank. Position yourself on the ground, supporting your weight on your forearms and your knees. Crucially, ensure that your body maintains a straight alignment from your head down to your knees. This is an excellent, effective bridge movement. When you feel prepared for the maximum challenge, you progress to the standard forearm plank, supported entirely on your forearms and toes. For those seeking extra conditioning, you may opt for the straight arm plank on your hands or introduce dynamic challenges like briefly elevating one arm or one leg, but only after you have absolutely mastered the static hold. Mastering the technique. Elbow alignment. Position your elbows precisely under your shoulder joints. This alignment is non-negotiable for stability. Spinal integrity. The most paramount rule. Your body must be a single, rigid, straight line. You must resist letting your hips sink toward the floor, which risks straining the lower back, or elevating them too high, which reduces the vital core engagement. Core activation. Focus on pulling your belly button gently up towards your spine. This mental cue activates the deep stabilizing muscles. Do not hold your breath. Rather, maintain a tight core while breathing consistently. Neck position. Maintain a neutral neck by looking slightly downward or at the floor directly in front of your hands. The time goal. Unlike the push-up and squat where we count repetitions, with the plank we count seconds. For beginners, initiate with 3 sets of 10 to 20 seconds, holding for 10 to 20 seconds, resting for 45 to 60 seconds, and repeating. As you grow stronger, aim to increase the hold duration to 45 or even 60 seconds per set. If you feel your hips begin to drop, you must stop the set immediately. Your focus must be on quality time under sustained tension. Ensuring that every push, every squat, and every movement, the entire impactment in your daily life, is built upon a foundation of rock-solid, dependable stability.